How's it going, everyone? It's great to see you all here at Breakpoint. My name is Abis, but I'm more commonly known as Bolt online because Bolt is like my online identity, and I will be the moderator for this panel. The whole idea behind this panel is so that we can share our experiences being a relatively younger person in this field, from some of the challenges that we had to face to some of the advice that we have for other people out there who are maybe still in school or still in college and they want to contribute to the ecosystem. And I think it's not really uncommon to see more and more younger folks being driven towards this field, especially into the Solana ecosystem. And there are many reasons to why that is, from some of the amazing communities we have to the support the people get. So we will be talking all about that. Now let's head towards speakers now. We have two amazing speakers here. We have Valentin Madrid and Elio Jordan Lopez. So I will leave your intros to you guys now.
Yeah, cool. Hey guys, my name is Valentin. I'm very happy to be here. It's great speaking here. I'm 18 years old. I work at Squads Protocol. I'm leading integrations there. So yeah, I'm working with different teams in the ecosystem that want to integrate squads into their dApps. And yeah, that's about it.
Hey everyone, it's awesome to be here. My name is Elio Jordan Lopez, and I'm from Goa, India. I'm 23 years old, and I'm one of the co-founders at Into the Verse. And at Into the Verse, we build mobile games powered by Web3 technologies. And we are building Intern in Ferris, which is a mobile rogue action dungeon crawler RPG on Solana. You can come by our booth at the community base camp because we have a pre-alpha going on. And we would appreciate your feedback.
What's the game about that you guys are building?
It's an underworld rogue action RPG. I would say it's a mixture of like, it's a hybrid of Hades and Prince of Persia, but with a lot of storyline, multiple characters, and multiple experiences that you can encounter. And it's a mobile game as well. It works as seamless as a Web2 game. So yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Nice. That's amazing. OK, so I think we can start with our beginnings now. So how did you guys get started from being a student? So Valentin was in high school and Ellie was in college. And from being a student, now they work full-time in Web3. So how did that transition went on for you guys?
Yeah, so I guess I started building Discord bots when I was very young. I always wanted to have like the biggest Discord bots.
Same. I also started with Discord bots.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well. Then I started a game server hosting company. So we had a couple of servers that we run. I was 15 back then, and rented them out to people playing Minecraft or other games that needed a game server. And then I slowly got dragged into Web3 with my brother talking about it all the time, and I built trading bots. And yeah, then my journey on Solana began, kind of. Yeah, that's about how it started.
Nice. So do you recall the first project on which you worked on?
On Solana?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was some kind of payments app built in React Native, which didn't went too far also.
Yeah, awesome. So you can go ahead now.
Yeah, I first started in Web3 out of an obsession for collecting T-shirts or merch at my college. So that was like my personal obsession. Like we used to have startups, Web3 startups based in India, who used to do hackathons, but I was not a big developer myself. I initially got into design, did a lot of illustrations, and then I watched my seniors doing a lot of web dev, app dev, and game dev as well. And I had a good obsession playing games. I still remember the times when if I was not able to like complete a particular level, like in a particular game, I remember like crying out on my phone and like calling my elder cousin, hey, why don't you complete it for me? So that was the level of obsession. And when I got into Web3, it was just out of like a quest for knowledge for me. I wanted to learn new things. So I teamed up with one of my seniors who used to already work in the industry in the Cosmos ecosystem. And he said, hey, why don't we start building projects in Web3? And it was my first hackathon was Chainlink Spring Hackathon in 2021. And yeah, I used to build like small JavaScript games, browser-based games. I still love doing that. And he said, why don't we introduce some kind of tokenization, some kind of like fun experiences with Web3, with wallets. Yeah, so that was like a challenge for us. And that was my first Web3 project. It was called Dungeon Crawler, and slowly that game has evolved into what is now known as Internet in Ferris. Yeah, it has been an amazing journey. Apart from that, apart from gaming and creator economy, I've also explored DeFi, DAOs as well. And I'm also looking into payments, but I like the gaming side and the NFT sides of Web3.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, that's an interesting story. So I think we can maybe talk about a bit of challenges that we face. So let's say you are a young person, then you probably face certain different challenges. So can you guys talk about some instances or maybe something that you might have noticed that you are young and then you face something different in terms of challenges, maybe?
Yeah. So I think it's pretty logical that as a young person, people sometimes don't take you as serious as little older people. I got very lucky about 1 year ago to have met some people from the Solana Foundation DevRel team and got to work with them for about a year, which was very cool. So for me, it was okay. There wasn't too much difficult times because of being young, but I can see it happening across the ecosystem. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it was, I got into Web3 in early 2021, and I should say that the resources were quite limited as compared to what it is right now. I got started in the world of EVM and then slowly transitioned into Solana, and I love building on Solana. For us, I mean, like, it was quite difficult for me in the initial days to like grasp a lot of concepts. And especially like when we had to transition from building a game from a JavaScript tech stack to like a Unity-based game, it was kind of a challenge. But slowly, like over the last year, like Jonas, he got a lot of Unity resources, and it really helped a lot of developers, not just myself, but developers from my team as well, and across the Solana ecosystem to start building like small experiences. And yeah, it has been like a really awesome journey. And I mean, like staying part of like different communities like Magic Block, like Dora Hacks, like Devfolio. You also meet a lot of people. So yeah, it has been a kind of an amazing experience for me.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Yeah, real quick, maybe one little tip that I can give young people that are wanting to succeed or progress in such ecosystems is to really try to be as mature as possible when you reach out to people. Don't just say, hey, write a long message introducing yourself, showing them what you've done. Yeah, that's about the best way to show people that you aren't just some other random person.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That's a good advice. And Valentin, after high school, he directly went to the Solana ecosystem and works full-time. And with Elio, after he graduated from college, he had applied for grad school, and he actually got into some, but yet he decided to continue Web3. So how did that decision went on from being a student to just working full-time, skipping studies altogether?
Yeah, so in my case, it was in my pre-final year of college. That's when I got into Web3. I always wanted to pursue my master's somewhere outside India, which was in the US or in Canada. And I used to do my preparation from my second year to my pre-final year, and it was going quite well. And simultaneously, we were building, along with my co-founder Ramesh, we were building smaller projects. So luckily, during my pre-final year, I managed to get into one of the incubators by the Cello Foundation. This was during the time when we used to develop in the EVM tech stack. And ironically, like we were the only student-led startup, and we had 29 other startups in that cohort. Some of them were multi-million startups. Some of them were like experienced founders who were doing a new startup. But ours wasn't a startup, but it was kind of a hackathon project or like a school project. And we didn't have a name for it as well. And since it was a dungeon game, we decided to call it like Dungeon Crawler. And yeah, we had about 8 weeks of mentorship, of guidance, and a lot of stuff. Like we learned a lot of things outside of development. So in the end, like we managed to get into the top 6 during that cohort. And at the same time, I got my results from my university examinations for my master's, and I got admits into 2 universities across Canada. And I had to make a difficult choice in my life, which was to either pursue grad school or do my own startup, because one of our investors, Maria, she's from Flory Ventures, she believed in us, in our team, and our vision, and she believed in our talent, and she decided to invest in our company. So we are very grateful to her for that. But after that, in the month of March 2022, when I was finishing my my final year of college, I had to make a tough choice whether to pursue my startup full-time or go to grad school. So I asked my dad, hey, what am I supposed to do now? Can you guide me on that? So he said, if you are going for masters, you'll either end up working under someone in the corporate industry, but you're young, you can take risks. And I believed in the notion of Web3. It's such a democratic ecosystem, and you get to experiment, you get to learn, and the pace of development is so dynamic and so fast. So yeah, we decided to finally, like my co-founder, Ramesh, he was already doing an internship right out of college, so he decided to leave that. And I used to work as a blockchain developer at a UK-based football management strategy game, which is called Footium. It's on Ethereum. I used to work as a blockchain developer, so I decided to leave my job and pursue my startup full-time. And it has been an amazing experience for me. I get to learn a lot of things like outside of development, like business development. Outside of development, I also got to learn about game art. So yeah, it has been really amazing.
Yeah, I love the detailed analysis there. So Valentine, how about you now?
Yeah, that sounds fun. Could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, the question was, how did you make that decision from going to, like not going to college and going to Web3 all together?
Yeah, I guess I was already working with the developer relations team at the Solana Foundation when I graduated from high school. So my kind of insight was that I don't want to go to college because I would lose a couple years of my time. And yeah, so I decided to join Squad about 2 months ago, 1 month after graduating. Because I really saw the vision and what they were building and what we could achieve in the future. And yeah, I think in this kind of ecosystem, you don't really need a degree because if you're coding, for example, you can learn everything on YouTube, on all kind of platforms yourself without having to learn or reversing binary trees, stuff like that.
Yeah, so keeping that in mind, I think maybe we can go to the advice section where you guys can maybe answer what can people who are still in school, maybe in college, what can they do to maybe build their proof of work to show to people? Because like Valentine mentioned, you don't have to just drop a long description that, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do. You just show what you have built. So when people are or students are still in school, they don't really have anything built. So what can they show? So they often wonder that, do we have to, like, we want experience to join the company, but after we join the company, we get the experience. So how do we get that proof of work built while we are still studying? So what do you guys think?
I think there's 2 main factors here. First of all is that you can participate in any open source project. There are a lot on Solana. There's also a lot of initiatives from the foundation. There's the Solana developers repo, where you can help out a lot and build yourself quite a resume. And then the second one is to build an open source project of yourself. And that's not just a side project, but really something that you can show off that looks great, that has great visuals, which will really build yourself an image and a name in the ecosystem. Another factor here could be Twitter. Just showing people what you've built on Twitter is important too.
Yeah, very important. I think people often, they think that they can just build alone and they can, be the lonely coder who is just building cool stuff. But I think, like Valentine mentioned, that you should also share what you're building on Twitter and other social platforms, because building in public leads you to a lot of opportunities. In fact, I built this random simple project, and then the founder of Lancer, he reached out to me to build a similar thing for one of their clients, and they liked my work, and he eventually offered me to work at Lancer full time. So I think just one tweet made me go from building just a random project to working full time. So I think when you share what you're building, you really get the eyes on you, and I think that's really important as well. So, Ellie, would you like to add on to that?
Yeah, I really agree to that. You should really build in public, because when you build along with the community, that's when you have many eyes on what you're building, and your ideas can also offer solutions to the problems that people are facing. So, I mean, I would say like try to when you're in college, don't be afraid of experimenting, because through experimentation, like you get to learn a lot of things, and be a part of a lot of hackathon communities. I would say, like from my personal experience, we have a huge hackathon community in India. It's called DevFolio. So I learned a lot of things, right from web development to app development to blockchain and game, from that community. In Solana, we are part of the Solana Uni community, which is really amazing. Luckily, like we also were able to graduate from the Solana Uni Accelerator, which recently concluded. And it just, it gave us a lot of perspective. Like we didn't have Solana devs. And I'm not a very strong Solana developer myself, because I come from the EVM tech stack. But when I got into the community and I started talking to people, I got some like-minded folks from the Solana U and the Super Team community. And yes, since that time in the Solana Uni Accelerator, I think it was around the second or third week, we really kickstarted the development of our smart contracts, and we were able to like grasp a lot of concepts. And while staying in communities online, you can also get a chance to find yourself a good co-founder, so that you can complement your skills through his skills as well. Like in my case, I lead dev at my company. My co-founder looks after business. And we have the marketing unit. We have Amy as well, who's also in the panel. She leads the creative side of the company. When it comes to all the storylines, the extensive storyboarding for our game. So we all work as independent units, but at the end of the day, it's like a teamwork, and you get to learn a lot of things from that. So yeah, when you're young, don't feel free to like experiment. When you experiment and when you learn by doing, that's when you overcome your fear. And building in public is always important. You really need to share whatever you build with people out there. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I have to double down on hackathons again, because so many teams got kickstarted just participating in hackathons. And you don't even need to have a fully fledged product when you participate in one of these, for example, the global hackathons by Solana. Yeah, you can just start building something, and a lot of teams have raised after that. A lot of teams are still in the ecosystem running after having created hackathon projects, which is super cool to see.
Nice, yeah. So elaborating on the communities part, so I think how do you guys think communities like Super Team, Solana University, Solana Collective help younger people out there? Because I think if you look at, for example, Super Team, then a lot of these folks are really young. You can just pick any random Super Team member, and there is a likelihood that the person is going to be really skilled and really young. So, and why do you think that these younger folks are more attracted towards these communities, and what do these communities do because of which you see a lot of these younger folks there working together and sharing experiences?
I should say, like, Super Team has kind of unlocked dreams of many Web3 students in India, and we should be like really proud of it. Not just in dev, but across like writing, across artwork, across a lot of like different aspects of what goes into product building. Like if you need any resource, the first thing that I try to do is like go to Super Team, tag the developers or tag the designers or tag the writers, and like ask for help. And communities like Solana Uni as well, they help a lot of university students. I'm a Solana Breakpoint fellow myself, so I'm really grateful for that. Yeah, you also get to be part of various community-run accelerator programs where they try to connect you with different startups who are building in the ecosystem, and not just product-related startups, but also folks who can help you with resources like business development or expanding your reach, or be it anything related to community. So I should say like being in part of communities is like really crucial when you're building a startup.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have really found a great community by joining. There's a lot of there's Super Team and all these different countries. There are Solana University. What's some other ones?
Collective.
Solana Collective, exactly.
And DAO.
And I think what's great about that is that these people that are running this, these incentives, or also other members, have connections or know people that you probably don't, and can always connect you to people that you need connections for. For example, I was looking for a lawyer 2 weeks ago, and I had 3 people reach out to me immediately, recommending good lawyers, which was really good. So I didn't have to search for them myself. So yeah, I think that's a really cool aspect of those communities, is the help you can get from other people and from the people that run those.
Yeah, I think the thing about these communities is that they don't really ask for your, let's say, formal education background or what your age is. You can be completely even anonymous and still contribute and be a part of the team and find a lot of great people there. So I think that the way they're structured really enables more young folks to not feel that they have a barrier to enter into the community and start building. So that's why it's in a lot of cases when you meet a lot of these members, then you're surprised by how young they are, because you do not realize how young they are by just the way of they are talking. So yeah, I think this structure is really the way young talents are attracted. And so I think we are moving to the last section. So you, Valentine, was a DevRel at Solana Foundation, and Elio is a OG Solana Uni ambassador. And I personally have also recently conducted various technical workshops. So I think that's something which is common between all of us three, that we have had experiences teaching other or maybe educating the developer knowledge to other people out there, maybe who are even older than us. So how about you guys share your experiences real quick about maybe conducting these workshops or educating other people?
Yeah, it's fun. It's very fun.
Yeah.
What can I say? Yeah, educating other people can be hard because sometimes you have to teach Solana stuff to people that haven't heard about blockchain at all.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's one thing I like doing a little less, because you don't really have that interest in really learning about Solana. What I like teaching is, or people that I'm teaching to back in the day was on YouTube, for example, or on Discord workshops, because people actually come to learn something they want to learn, which is very pleasing, and you also get very good questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, teaching is really fun because you learn a lot of things as you teach, and I have myself like done a lot of like workshops, technical as well as non-technical, across like my state Goa and across some universities, including my university as well. And it was really fascinating to see not just students and like devs, but also like people from different backgrounds, like law, like art, and maybe like even like real estate, coming into those meetups and like trying to ask questions, because everyone wants to experiment and everyone wants to learn. So yeah, when you teach, you learn a lot of things, but you also open ideas for other people so that they could, that idea can become something really cool for them. So
yeah, maybe a little call to action we could make here is that there's boot camps happening pretty much every month for new developers. Encode Club is holding one of them. So yeah, if you guys would like to learn about Solana, reach out to Encode Club, or there's also some other boot camps. I don't know all of them, but reach out and try to participate.
Awesome. So that's it, folks. We are around the venue throughout the day. So if you guys want to know more, you can just reach out to us. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.